Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooke, and this is a very exciting one because I just picked up my new iPhone 15 Pro Max and I can't wait to talk about it. And stick around until the end because I'll kind of give my thoughts on if the upgrade is worth it or who should even be thinking of an upgrade. So here she is. You may or may not be able to tell, but I got the iPhone 15 Pro Max in the white titanium color. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. I don't even know if I'm ready to do this. I can't mess it up. I have one shot at this. All right. Opening it up. Ooh, okay, that's nice. Very nice, I like it. And the titanium sides, so it's the brushed instead of the stainless steel, like the 12 sides are definitely shiny compared to the titanium, but so far, very pretty. I love the feel of it in my hand, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. But first, I don't even want to put it down. So what else is in the box? We have the infamous USB-C cable, and it's nice, it's a braided cable. And then you have the, packet you usually have with all the information. In Canada, we do still have a physical SIM card, so I still have the SIM card tool. There should be an Apple sticker, yeah, and then a white Apple sticker as well. And I have to say, looking at this, I'm very happy I decided to go with the white. It's very nice, and it's not like too white. It is more like a pearl white, like an off-white kind of, if that makes sense. So I really like that. And I did get the 256 gigabyte model. So that's like the base storage for the Pro Max. Are we ready to peel this off? All right, we're doing it. That is always so satisfying, and it did not disappoint. So the iPhone 15 Pros, the Pro and the Pro Max, have the new action button. It's no longer the mute slider. I am gonna miss the visual cue of the orange kind of slider of the previous models, but this button does definitely have more functionality, so I can even program it so that one click and I open my camera. I think that is what I'm gonna test out, or what I'm gonna try with this button, at least initially. Still have the up and down volume buttons, the SIM card slot, because again, in Canada, we still have the physical SIM. And then on the bottom, well, this is looking different. We have a USB-C, look at that. Not the Lightning anymore, USB-C. And this is honestly, I think, gonna be great because I'll still probably travel with multiple USB-C cables, but at least now I don't have to go searching for a Lightning one. So that is definitely more convenient. You may or may not know, but they did change the design a little bit of the 15s. The edges are now rounded instead of like the harsh lines of the 12s and previous models. It honestly does feel a lot softer in the hand. It is nicer to hold with those rounded edges, and it is way lighter than I was thinking it was gonna be. The 15 Pro Max is actually lighter than last year's model. It's lighter than the 14 Pro Max from last year because it's titanium and not stainless steel. I mean, the cameras, there's a visible size difference. They're huge. Even on the side, like look how much more pronounced the camera bump is on the 15 Pro Max. That's crazy. Between the 2X and the 5X, it's digital zoom. So if you're gonna pinch into 3X with the Pro Max, it's gonna look worse than if you took a 3X picture on a 15 Pro because the camera is meant to take that 3X shot. It's gonna be an optical 3X zoom on the 15 Pro versus a digital 3X zoom on the 15 Pro Max. So definitely something to keep in mind, but again, because my 12 Pro doesn't have the 3X, I don't know what I'm missing in a sense, and I'm really looking forward to the extra 5x optical zoom with the Pro Max. Make sure you're following me on Instagram if not already, because even just walking around Montreal, going in old Montreal, I take a ton of pictures on my walks and post them, and then especially travel, and I do have a few trips coming up before the end of this year, so this phone is gonna get tested, and tested very well. And the new phone also has an always-on display, which is perfect for standby mode. And if you watched my iOS 17 video, you know what that new feature is, so I'll link that video up above, but that's gonna be great. So when I am charging in standby mode, the screen will always be on, as opposed to the older phone, it falls asleep. Like the screen turns off after a certain amount of time. My eye was immediately drawn to this, but the dynamic island. This is something I've never explored and played with before, so that'll be really cool to see all the features and all the apps that are taking advantage of the dynamic island, and that was a new feature with the 14 phones. So the question you might be waiting for me to answer is, who should be upgrading to an iPhone 15? Well, this is personal opinion, so don't come at me for this. But if you currently have an iPhone 14, I say save your money and wait, because there's not enough of a jump from the 14 to the 15 to justify it. Honestly, the biggest thing that you are missing out on is a USB-C iPhone. That's not enough of a reason to spend so much money on getting the 15, in my opinion. However, if you have an iPhone 12, an iPhone 13, or even something older, I do definitely think this is a year that you should consider upgrading. Your battery is also probably starting to get, you know, pretty bad right now with a 12 or 13, so it can be worth justifying the upgrade there. And I will just say, I don't even think you need to upgrade to a 15 Pro or Pro Max. Honestly, the iPhone 15 this year is terrific, and usually there's a pretty big difference between the base model and the Pro line, but this year I find it so close. The main camera is still going to be 48 megapixels, which is incredible. You're still going to get USB-C, but then you will be missing out on a few features, like there's no action button, there's no promotion, there's no always on display. If you do need any of those things, it would be worth going for a Pro or Pro Max, but I honestly think the iPhone 15, just the base model, or even the iPhone 15 Plus, were some of the biggest winners this time around. And now I'm gonna go play. I'm gonna go set up my new toy, and once I've spent some time with it, I will report back with kind of, you know, some more thoughts or a more in-depth review. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you don't miss that. And let me know if there is any more iPhone 15 related content that you'd like to see. But otherwise, please give this video a thumbs up if you got value, and have a great day. Bye.